Hey, do you want to win a PS5 with Madden NFL 21 and NBA 2K21? We'll be announcing the winner December 28th, so be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and watch the video all the way until the end to enter the giveaway. This has certainly been a weird offseason thanks to the pandemic, but that doesn't mean it's been uneventful. We've had superstars requesting trades, some interesting sign-in trades, and a coaching carousel that has added some spice to the league. So what do NBA players think about what's gone down in the 2 short months since the Lakers won the championship? The biggest move of the NBA offseason is one that hasn't happened yet. Russell Westbrook is trying to get himself out of Houston. Westbrook and James Harden have both reportedly lost trust in the Rockets' vision, and Westbrook is going to need to head elsewhere to hunt for that ring. While his destination isn't known just yet, it didn't stop the experts from weighing in on possible landing spots. Fox Sports' Nick Wright mentioned a possible deal between the Trailblazers and Rockets that would send CJ McCollum and Zach Collins to Houston for Westbrook. On his show, First Things First, Wright said, "Portland, you know you can't get to the finals with your current backcourt. But CJ McCollum, knockdown shooter the Rockets need. Zach Collins, he's not in your center rotation. Not with Yusuf Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside. Rockets need a center, money works. What about that?" McCollum didn't even need words to describe his feelings as he retweeted the video clip with 4 rolling on the floor crying laughing emojis, then a regular crying laughing emoji. However, one of the players Oklahoma City acquired in the Westbrook deal with Houston is on the move again. The Thunder shipped Chris Paul to the Suns in a trade that also involved Ricky Rubio and Kelly Oubre Jr. heading to Oklahoma City. Rubio quickly tweeted out, "What a business," with an upside down smiley emoji. But many others were all in on the move from the Suns to complement Devin Booker with a proven point guard like Paul. Journeyman center Jordan Bell tweeted, "CP3 to the Suns is very intriguing." While Pelicans guard Josh Hart simply said, "PHX is going to be nice." Hart also had something to say about one of his teammates in New Orleans earning a large payday. Brandon Ingram signed a max deal of 5 years and $158 million with the Pelicans this offseason, and his teammates were loving that the former Duke star got paid. On Instagram, Hart posted a picture of Ingram with the words "Bagman" and 4 shouting emojis. Lonzo Ball has been one of Ingram's most loyal fans since the two became teammates in New Orleans. He was even on the Zoom call when Ingram was presented with the Most Improved Player award from the league. So it's no surprise Ball also used Instagram to celebrate his teammate's new contract, saying on his story, "Deserves every penny, #been like that." Another player who picked up a large deal was Gordon Hayward. Though in this case, he isn't staying with the team. Hayward agreed to a 4-year, $120 million contract with the Hornets as part of the sign and trade with the Celtics. He was sentimental about his time in Boston, which featured its fair share of injuries and difficult playoff setbacks over 3 seasons. "To the city of Boston, thank you for embracing me as your own these last 3 years, Hayward said in a tweet thread. "I cannot say thank you enough to all the fans, my teammates, coaches, and everyone in the organization I built such strong relationships with. I know there were some ups and downs, but I will always cherish my experience in Boston. I am forever grateful that I was given the opportunity to wear a Celtics uniform and play in front of the Garden faithful. To the city of Charlotte, I can't wait to start the next chapter in my career. I am ready to play for another incredible organization with the Hornets. Let's get it." His new teammates in Charlotte shared the excitement about Hayward's arrival, with both LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier tweeting out their excitement. Ball used just 3 emojis to express his feelings about the Hornets' latest acquisition. Rozier tweeted directly at Hayward's account and told him, "Welcome to the wild side, let's eat," with 3 bumblebee emojis. Rozier and Hayward overlapped for 2 seasons in Boston before he was traded in the Kemba Walker deal last offseason. Hornets fans are hopeful Hayward can make the same impact in Charlotte that Rozier did this past season when he set career highs with 18 points and 4.1 assists per game. The Milwaukee Bucks struck out on a sign-and trade with the Kings for Bogdan Bogdanovic, but they gave up quite a lot to pick up Jrue Holiday from the Pelicans. The move left many fans scratching their heads as Milwaukee traded 2 first-round picks and the right to swap 2 future first-round picks to New Orleans as part of the 4-team trade. However, the Bucks find themselves with a point guard to anchor their lineup and a renewed hope at a championship after consecutive postseason failures. Holiday reflected on his time in New Orleans and how much he appreciated the community supporting him through a difficult time in his life. It was 4 years ago when his wife Lauren was diagnosed with a brain tumor while pregnant. The former U.S. women's national soccer team player thankfully made a full recovery, but that moment clearly meant a lot to Holiday, as he said in his goodbye statement posted on Twitter. He wrote, "In my mind, you can always judge people and how they react to when you are at your toughest point. Through all my family's challenges 4 years ago, the entire Pelicans organization and the city of New Orleans always had my back and had my family's back. The fans throughout the beautiful city of New Orleans always had our back. We love New Orleans, and you loved us back more than we could have ever dreamed of. New Orleans will always hold a special place in our hearts. I am forever grateful to every minute my family and I have spent with you. Another team that improved its guard play is the defending champions, who traded for Dennis Schroeder from Oklahoma City. The move was joyously applauded by one of Schroeder's potential future teammates. Free agent forward Anthony Davis said, "He's a great pickup. With Schroeder alongside LeBron and the other guys they decide to acquire or whatever, I think it was a good pickup. He's tough. He shot the ball well this year, he can get it in the paint, he can find guys, and he's very, very scrappy. I think it was a good move, a good pickup for the Los Angeles Lakers." Davis is expected to sign a contract with the Lakers shortly, adding him into the mix with Schroeder and LeBron James, who also made known his approval of the trade. In an Instagram story about the trade, James called Schroeder a flat-out dog added to a pack of them, to which Schroeder responded, "Let's get it, Brody." The Lakers also added Montrezl Harrell from the other team that plays at the Staples Center, setting off a chain reaction of emotions from both sides. When the news was first reported, Clippers guard Patrick Beverley tweeted out, "What?" along with the facepalm emoji and the cursing emoji, but later clarified, for real, happy for him though. But no one stirred the pot on this issue more than Harrell in his comments after inking the new deal. When asked if the Clippers had approached him about re-signing, he said, "Apparently not if I'm on the other side, so it is what it is really." Harrell spent the last 3 years with the Clippers after beginning his career in Houston and developed into a force on the inside in Los Angeles. It is clear he had a desire to return to the Clippers side of Los Angeles, but felt disrespected about the lack of appreciation the Clippers were showing him. He said as grateful as he was for the opportunity, there was still some anger that they didn't reach out to re-sign him. "I feel that if you spend your career in any place long enough, you're going to want to still keep playing there and keep growing there," Harrell said. "So of course I still have great respect for those guys and for that organization. But like I said, as far as they wanted me back, obviously it doesn't seem that way, does it?" In such a short offseason, the coaching news has actually made just as many headlines as several notable coaches switched teams. Perhaps the biggest name to move was Doc Rivers, who quickly found a home coaching the 76ers after being dumped by the Clippers. Rivers has won an NBA championship and is well respected around the league, so it wasn't a surprise that he found a new job so quickly. He's taking over an interesting project in Philadelphia with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, but it's a challenge that suits Rivers. Embiid was very excited about his new coach, taking to Twitter to celebrate the news. "Welcome to the city of brotherly love, Coach Doc Rivers. Excited for the future and what we're building here. Hashtag Philly forever." One of the more underwhelming hires was Chicago bringing in Billy Donovan after the former Florida coach's successful run in Oklahoma City. Zach LaVine was live streaming Call of Duty on Facebook when the news broke, and his reaction was captured live on video. It was a fairly underwhelming reaction as his face and voice didn't match the excitement of his words. "Oh damn, we've got Billy Donovan as our next coach," LaVine said on the stream. "Wow, that will be good. He's a really good coach." When the Bulls officially announced the news on Twitter, LaVine simply responded with 2 praying hands emojis and 2 fist bump emojis. No coaching hire, though, made more headlines than Steve Nash taking over the Brooklyn Nets next season. The 2-time league MVP and 8-time All-Star inherits a star-studded lineup highlighted by Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving despite having no coaching experience. The news quickly sparked a lot of reaction from players around the league. Isaiah Thomas retweeted Woj's report and said, "Damn, that's dope. Nash taught me the one-legged runner." And Terrence Ross simply stated, "Steve Nash though," with the peeping eyes, fire emoji, and head explosion emoji. Nash also received some interesting reaction from his own players. Brooklyn guard Spencer Dinwiddie initially tweeted, "Y'all wanted a 3rd star," with the peeping eyes and popcorn emojis, but later retweeted that to add, "Just to expand upon this since I was having a little fun, I love the Steve Nash hire. So much of coaching at this level is being a psychologist. I think Karras is the 3rd star, so that'd mean 4 rock stars in the building. Further roster construction will be interesting." Dinwiddie didn't even have the most interesting reaction from Nash's players though. That one belonged to Irving, who went on Durant's new podcast to talk about his new coach. Irving made headlines when he said on the podcast, "I think it's also going to change the way we see coaches. I don't really see us having a head coach, you know what I mean? KD could be a head coach. I could be a head coach." Irving later added that he thinks Nash is going to mesh well with his personality and that he expects the two will build a strong bond throughout the season. "I want somebody that's going to understand that I am a human being first. I serve my community first, and then basketball is something I do every day because I love it," Irving said on the podcast. "We always heard and saw how great Nash was as a player, but also when you get to know him as a person, you understand why he can coexist with us. We don't need someone to come in with their coaching philosophy and change everything we're doing." Durant responded to Irving's comments on the podcast by talking about his personal experiences with Nash while the two were with the Warriors. "I think having Steve there and collaborating with our floor general every day is only going to yield good results for our scorers like myself and Taurean Prince, Karis LeVert, and Spencer Dinwiddie," Durant said on the podcast. Them having that relationship, I think, is going to be key for us going forward. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how all these new coaches and signings fare in their first seasons. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one.